Everyone's been a non-member before, but let's just think, how good do non-members have it now compared to a few years ago? Do non-members really have it better these days now, or did they have it better 5 years ago? Hope you'll enjoy. Alright, everyone knows about the necklace, right? The necklace is like one of the most famous items ever. Funny thing is that a few years ago, non-members weren't even able to color their own non-member items. So, for example, if you wanted a blue necklace, this color necklace, guess what you had to do? You had to go ask a member, can you give me a necklace? And sometimes you would have to even trade over for an in-store item that exists already. A few years ago, they changed that, and happily, non-members could buy whatever color of the item they need for their looks. That is definitely something on the benefit of modern non-member. Since the time period I'm talking mainly 2015, 2016, we're comparing with to today, there have definitely been many different recolors for items that now exist, and that makes non-member looks way easier to get. For example, they've been making a lot of Wild Weekend items with, this is a normally non-member item anyway. They've been making a lot of non-member versions of Wild Weekend items like those classic masks, as well as the slime green scullies and all these other items, which, they didn't exist in 2016 anyway, but these are originally member items that got recolors, and yeah, they are expensive. They still do exist if people do want to try and grind for them. Might as well mention promo items here as well. This didn't really exist at the time I'm talking about, but after Animal Jam started releasing toys or whatever, they started making promo items, and all of these have to be non-member, because if someone bought the toy before joining the game, it would not look good for the toy to be locked behind a membership, and you'd have to buy that too. So all of them are non-member, which is, that's a good thing for looks, obviously, although for some reason this beret doesn't look very good on the pig. I don't know. Alright, we went over everything look-wise already, okay? We talked about how non-members definitely can make better looks than they did originally, all those years ago. But how about for pets? Well, with the introduction of promo pets like this non-member Phantom right here, first off, Phantoms are a member-only pet, so even though this was from a toy and is rare now, it still does exist. And that's all the rest of these promo pets as well, like the Golden Bunny and Dove and Groundhog and Seal, all those. They all exist, and they're available for people to use if they somehow got one. There are also more pets other than just the 2 or 3 they had originally, which is like the hamster and the seahorse. And that includes like the rooster, they had the dodo bird, bears as well. There's a lot of new pets that exist from the, just coming into store or whatever. And they even made turkeys non-member as well for that one thank you bundle. So that's a win for the non-members out there. The big thing to talk about is Rarity. One thing that people used to do all the time to get rare was play the Forgotten Desert. And while people still do play it now, it's become much worse when it comes to actually getting rare items because spike collars aren't in it anymore. People don't really play the Forgotten Desert for the rares anymore because it's not really worth it. So that means that the non-member to member rarity cap is lowered down. It's much easier to, it's not much easier. It's still hard to get rare, but it's a much slimmer difference between a member and non-member getting rare. Another thing about the adventures is all of these except the Forgotten Desert are for all jammers. So that means that you could get all these different cool looking items that they made in here, which are like the boom seed tree. There's other ones as well that are very nice for like nature dents or whatever, and those used to be all member tagged and now they're non-members. So stuff like decorating your den is much easier now with these adventures being for everyone. Alright, here might be the first negative of the video. Shops got introduced in I think 2019, and that has been a big hurdle for non-members to get over. Shops are a nice alternate way to get rare and get items, and the one thing that's not good is that, unlike on Play Wild, only members could buy from the shops as well as only host a shop. So you need a membership to buy and sell from a shop. So that means that non-members aren't able to actually do anything with this. But one good thing is that membership in general is kind of easier to get now because of Play Wild Sapphire thing. So if you Play Wild a little bit, you could go just buy a membership for how much they're selling it for. Which means that if someone's like playing free to play and didn't want to pay any money and were stuck non-member for all those years, they finally could actually get a membership if they just kept grinding. Another win for non-members might include the new dens that have been released. So in 2015, 2016, around then, there are only like 2 dens that were for non-members. There was the small house and the shipwreck den. And, well, nowadays there are 4 different seasons of Small House, including the normal one, which is a summer one, but there's like spring, winter, and autumn ones, as well as the Haunted Mansion, which is now turned from member to non-member because there's obviously a bigger, more cool one that exists, and I guess they're like, why not? Let's give it to non-members. So that means that all these different dens non-members can play with now, and that gives a little more creativity than what was originally there. And one thing that's good is, well, the winter small house has snow on the ground already. I know some people used to collect those snow patch items to make snow on the ground because there's only one season of the small house, right? So they collected the snow patch items to make it winter, and that was very tedious for no reason. Unfortunately, still stuck behind 2 animal slots, non-members do have more ability to choose different animals. The rhino, giraffe, and some other animals that were originally member only became non-member a few years ago, and because of that, I don't know, it gives more customization for looks as well. The sad thing is that normally non-members either would have to recycle their animal if they wanted a new one, or they just stay with the 2 they have, like I did. I played every day as a non-member for about 6 months. Well, it was a different experience, but I'll be honest, if I didn't enjoy it that much, I wouldn't be here right now. So another thing that still exists in the modern Animal Jam landscape is, well, the wild weekends and all items in general are mostly all members. There are the penance streamer and the checkered pillow from this weekend's wild weekend are non-member, but most of this stuff here, it's like what, 80% is all member tags. So that means that most items can't actually be used by non-members, and this has always been the case, and obviously it's for a specific reason. Like, what would be the point of getting a membership if 90% of all the items was available for everyone? And these bundles are, I would say, one of the bad recent additions for non-member to member parity. And that's because these are, like, one of the only new colored items coming out all year round. Like, it's once per month when these come out, and, well, every single item in this bundle is member, and you need a membership to buy it, so that means it has absolutely no use for a non-member. So all these new items, nope, you can't use them. But let me hear your thoughts. Do you think being a non-member in 2023 is a better experience than, let's say, 2015 or 2016? I personally say yes, which is a good thing. I mean, why would it be worse? I would be afraid if it was a worse experience. If you like my content, then why not subscribe? And with that, this is Brad Stormer, storming out.